Hi everybody, this is Dale Stringer with First Medicare Advisors. Welcome to my office. In this video we're going to explore how your Plan D drug plan is constructed and what you may pay for your drugs. As an independent broker, it's my job to help folks just like you with your Medicare supplement plan. That includes all of you who are getting ready to turn age 65, those of you that are already over the age of 65 and you already have a Medicare supplement plan. If that's the case, you may be looking for the lowest rate for the exact same plan that you currently have right now. Now, the Medicare Part D plan is your drug coverage. Here's a key point. The Part D drug plan is completely different than the drug plan you may have had as an individual or at your workplace. They are two completely different types of plans. Part D plans are required to cover certain types of drugs, but they may choose which drug that it covers. Your drug plans are offered by private insurance companies. Now, before we talk about drug tiers, let's talk about how the companies offer their benefits. All prescription drug plans have a formulary that lists the drugs that are covered. By law, both brand name and generic drugs must be included in the formulary. There also must have a variety of different drugs within those different categories. Now, each plan's formulary may be different from another company's plan's formulary, and the formularies can change from one year to the next. Well, how does the drug plan create its formulary? The purpose of the formulary is quite simple. It's to identify the drugs that work for you, but also are price effective for the company. The effort to control the cost is why they use drug tiers. Now, the companies divide the drugs that they provide into tiers. The tier each drug goes into is based on what the price is the plan pays to the drug manufacturer. If a plan receives a lower price on a drug, then hopefully it can place it in a lower tier and pass the savings on to you. Now, each plan has a different copay, coinsurance, and deductible. Therefore, you pay more for a drug on one plan's formulary for another plan's formulary. Now, each insurance company decides its own tier formula. They may offer you a formulary with several different tiers. The lower the tier drugs, the lower the price. The price increases based on the higher tier. Now, if you have a question or have a need for help with your different parts of Medicare, feel free to give us a call at either our recorded hotline, which is 1-800-958-8171, and record your question or your request. The second and probably the quickest way is to call my office direct at 1-800-825-2919. You'll get an answer that will point you hopefully in the right direction. Now, here's how the drug tiers typically work. Tier 1 is usually your generic drugs with a lower cost. Tier 2 is usually a preferred brand name medication. These are drugs that the insurance company has negotiated to get a lower price on. Tier 3 is called the non-preferred drug brands that are the same as the Tier 2 brand names, but the plan must charge the drug company's full price. Tier 4 are usually your specialty drugs, and you're often required to pay a coinsurance or maybe a copay on these particular drugs. Tier 5 can usually be described as experimental drugs and may cost the most. Most likely your formulary is going to change. Why? Because tiers will be changing for different drugs. For example, a few years back I was taking a drug called Lipitor. And let me tell you, it was quite pricey. But eventually a generic called atorvastatin came on the market, and fortunately the price dropped dramatically. Regularly, generic versions of drugs come onto the market. Also, the pricing of drugs may need renegotiated during the year. Now, both of these scenarios can cause your plan to add or remove your drug from your formulary. The plan may move it to another tier, for example. Now, to save money, you will want to know and understand your plan's drug tiers. When you enroll in a Part D plan, check the tiers for the drugs that you currently take. Then you can calculate your copay and your coinsurance. If you're prescribed a new drug by your doctor, be sure to find it in your formulary and see which tier it is in. Now, what happens if your doctor prescribes a drug that costs more because of a higher tier in your formulary? If that happens, ask your doctor to prescribe a drug that costs less, perhaps in a lower tier. Now generally, generics are a good place to look for prescription savings. Talk to your doctor about what lower price drugs may work for you. If you can't find a good similar drug, file a request with your drug plan to allow you to pay a lower price at a higher level tier. Perhaps they will go along with your request. Now, if you need additional information about your prescription drug resources, feel free to give our office a call on a recorded hotline. Again, that number is 1-800-958-8171, and then record your question or your request. However, again, the best way to contact my office is directly at 1-800-825-29 one time. You'll get an answer that will point you in the right direction. Also, if you're not comfortable with calling us, you can simply send us an anonymous email at info@firstmedicareadvisors.com. Or finally, you can simply visit our website, which is firstmedicareadvisors.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. It's greatly appreciated. If you have questions, feel free to give us a call. Again, thanks.